really delighted that we're having our second General Assembly for Bridges at the University of Wales Trinity St. David, where we have established our UK hub as led by a brilliant team with Louise Steele as the deputy, with Lucy, whom we just heard from as the director, and with Sophie Spooner, and then a wider team of affiliates here at University of Wales Trinity St. David. We could not have done this event without the participation and all the efforts, the amazing efforts that have been put out from that team. And so I'll just mention a couple of things about Bridges. Bridges is a relatively new organization and program nested within UNESCO's Management of Social Transformations program. That nesting within UNESCO gives us the ability to bring academic insights from communities, from local, traditional, and indigenous knowledge systems and communities into the science policy interface, and gives us an excellent opportunity to have impact on the ground in a range of locations and communities and environments around the world. Now, we're working together and have worked together for the past 3 years with Arizona State University's Julianne Wrigley Global Futures Laboratory. My position as executive director has 1 foot in that environment in the United States and 1 foot here at University of Wales Trinity St. David. And I want to thank Vice Chancellor Elwyn Evans, who will be joining us a little bit later today, for throwing her support behind this event as well. And of course, we're delighted to be working, as we have been for the last 2 years, with the Office of the Wales Future Generations Commissioner. And we have the Commissioner, Derek Walker, here with us today. And they are, together with ASU Global Futures Laboratory and the University of Wales Trinity St. David, and of course, all of Bridges. That is the flagship hub of Bridges, led by my brilliant colleague Joni Adamson at ASU, and all of the hubs led by the Club of Rome, by Princeton University and CUNY, City University of New York, University of Cologne, and University of Pretoria in South Africa, sorry. I almost said University of South Africa, but University of Pretoria in South Africa. And of course, the only really non-academic hub is sponsored by the Club of Rome, which is a significant global actor in the civil society space as a think tank. So that's who comes together here, but many, many other organizations as member organizations come here together today. And we're all unified in our vision to help create a better world for future generations, but also for present generations, and work across generations and in intergenerational ways to deal with and come to terms with the great challenges that we're facing now as we move into the second quarter of the 21st century. With that in mind, it's an opportune moment maybe to turn it over to someone whose job it is to think about how we're preparing the way for future generations. And so I'd like to welcome Derek Walker, the Future Generations Commissioner for Wales, up to the podium.
Bore da, good morning. Croeso I Abertawe, croeso I Gymru. Welcome to Swansea, welcome to Wales. Fi enw I Derek Walker, ac dwi'n Comisiynydd I Cenedlaethiad y Dyfodol Cymru. I am Derek Walker, I'm the Future Generations Commissioner for Wales, and I'm learning Welsh, so at every opportunity I need to use a bit more of my Welsh, so forgive me for the pronunciation. Thank you for joining us this morning, and I hope you enjoy your time in Wales. For those of you who are new to Wales, who haven't been here very regularly, this is the usual weather you would expect in Wales. We're a land of castles, we're a land of mountains. I think we have more castles per square metre than any other country in the world. That's a quick Google search that I did last night. But we're also a country of dragons, so be very careful how you go around the country as you visit our beautiful country. Thank you to our partnership with University of Wales Trinity St. David, the Arizona State University, and the Bridges program at UNESCO. We've been delighted to be a partner in this collaboration. We come together with a focus on delivering a better world today and for tomorrow, in focusing on the SDGs and working across academic disciplines, across countries, across continents, across organizations. And so this is the latest in the work that we've done together. And I was really pleased. We worked very collaboratively and productively in influencing the UN Summit of the Future last year in New York. I think, you know, the one thing I wanted to sort of mention in my opening remarks is the 10-year report looking at the SDGs and progress with the SDGs, which came out this week. It points to, you know, big improvements in many areas for millions of people, but also, in the words of the UN Secretary General, presents a stark assessment. Only 35% of those goals are on target or are making moderate progress. Nearly half are moving far too slowly, and alarmingly, 18% are going in the wrong direction. And so, you know, those goals, that focus, needs to continue. It's very important and perhaps more critical than ever that we take the approach of leaving no one behind and working together for a better future for our planet. That is what we sought to do here in Cymru, in Wales, with our Wellbeing of Future Generations Act. So I think we're one of the few countries in the world to have legislated for the Sustainable Development Goals through our Wellbeing of Future Generations Act. We have a law that requires all of our public sector organisations, our councils, our health services, our national parks and many others, to focus on the future, to doing the right thing for people today, but also making sure we do that in a way that doesn't jeopardise the interests of future generations. And we'll be telling you more about that when I'm delighted to be introducing Jane Davidson, who was very much behind making sure that legislation got onto the statute book in Wales. But our approach in Wales, and I've been thinking about this quite a lot this week because, well, last week I gave a peace lecture at our Llangollen in Eisteddfod in mid-Wales. It's an international Eisteddfod, bringing together countries around the world, looking at arts and culture and language and many other things. And it struck me in delivering that lecture how important the Wellbeing of Future Generations Act in Wales is to peace. It's about peace. It's about peace being more than the absence of war and fighting, but about a positive peace, about promoting well-being for our people, fairness, laughter, community, protecting nature, making sure children feel safe and they are healthy and are free to dream. So it's very much at the heart of our approach in Wales, and we will talk more about that as we go through the day. So, mwynhau'r diwrnod, enjoy the day, and I look forward to meeting many of you during the course of the day. And I'm now delighted to hand over to Peter Schlosser, Vice President and Vice Provost of Global Futures at Arizona State University. Peter.
Thank you, Derek, and thank you, Stephen. Good morning. It's my great pleasure to join you today, not only on behalf of the Julie and Wrigley Global Futures Laboratory at Arizona State University, but also as a partner and co-sponsor in this important gathering. The theme of today's program, Bridging Futures, Connecting Today's Decisions to Tomorrow's Needs, is more than a guiding idea. In essence, it is a moral imperative. We are experiencing a defining moment in modern history, a moment at which the world order is being rewritten. The choices we make today, the norms and systems we challenge, and the alliances we forge will echo across many generations to come. The confluence of many challenges to societal stability around the globe coincides with the urgency of addressing the environmental challenges we neglected of addressing for too long, and that are now increasingly leading to extremes with significant mounting losses, including losses of lives. And we see that around the globe almost on a daily, definitely weekly basis. And yet, far too often, we treat the future as a distant concern, not as something that is really upon us, sometimes to be addressed by tomorrow's leaders. Bridges challenges that mindset. It reminds us that the future is not an abstraction. It is being shaped right now by what we choose to value, protect, and imagine. Future spans many timescales, including the very moment that comes after now. These challenges and the opportunities that come with them, and it is important to see the opportunities within the challenges, are the reason for why we created the Julia and Wrigley Global Futures Laboratory. We consider that not just as a research enterprise, but as the prototype for the university of the future of our planet. It's not a traditional discipline-oriented academic structure, but an engine of transformation. It's a transdisciplinary space where scientists, artists, activists, educators, and communities come together to co-design just and regenerative futures. A major part of our vision and mission is to find the opportunities that come with challenges and to accelerate their realization and implementation. In order to do that, we work across knowledge systems, recognizing that no single discipline or worldview holds all the answers to the challenges we face. We link the analytical power of science and technology with the wisdom, lived experiences, and relational understanding of indigenous knowledges. This convergence enables us to view the world more holistically, act more justly, and innovate more responsibly. We do not shy away from complexity. That is, of course, a big challenge in today's world and often leads to simplification, that leads to more governance structures led by so-called strongmen. We actually embrace complexity because complexity is not a barrier to progress. It is the fundamental reality of our interconnected world. And that is precisely why Bridges finds a natural home with us. As a UNESCO initiative, Bridges is rooted in a fundamental rethinking of how we live, learn, and lead. It challenges us to rethink how knowledge is created, how decisions are made, and whose voices are heard in this process. It calls for new methods of collaboration across disciplines, sectors, generations, and cultures. That is the shared mission that brings us together today. This gathering also marks the first formal collaboration between the Global Futures Laboratory and the University of Wales Trinity St. David. While we may be separated by geography, and I actually experienced that on my trip over, it's a big distance, nevertheless, we are united by a common vision that the health of our planet, the dignity and well-being of its people, and the wisdom of future generations guide our actions. Throughout the day, you will hear from voices that span continents and generations. Among them, I would like to highlight the role of youth in this work, and that already was done by Derek. Young people are not stakeholders of the future. They are co-designers of it. In essence, they own it. Their energy, foresight, and moral clarity are not challenges to be managed, but forces to be embraced and empowered. Already, they are leading movements, shaping discourse, and holding institutions accountable in ways once thought unimaginable. We are increasingly listening to their voices, but we have not yet taken the next step, which must lead from listening to empowering, giving the youth agency. We also frequently place too much of a burden onto the youth by expecting them to solve the problems past generations have created, and the present generation is propagating and compounding. If we are to fully commit to building just and sustainable futures, we must do more than listen to the youth. We must follow their lead in an intergenerational contract to which our generation must contribute in a much more substantive way than we are at this critical moment in human history. In concluding, let this day be a bridge, not only between institutions, but between imagination and implementation, science and story, between the urgent decisions of today and the futures we wish to see realized. Thank you.